What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and you guys listening to episode 601. I am back in studio, new studio, here in New York City, Midtown, and I have another great episode, great guest, somebody that has been hitting the New York comedy scene pretty much forever, like I have been. We've been doing it. I've seen you forever. She has a new special out right now, which is on Mark Norman's YouTube channel. And she did, I guess, she also did it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. Carmen Lynch is here.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for pushing my my Spanish queef week. No, it's different. It's not queef week in Spanish.
It's not. Okay.
Yeah, there are no queef jokes in Spanish.
Now, let me ask you something. So you said that 70% of the jokes are similar on the one that you did in Spanish and here. Are you as fluent and loose and comfortable on stage in Spanish, or are you concentrating a little more?
I'm concentrating a little more.
Okay.
I have the fluency of an 8-year-old because I lived there until I was 8. So my vocabulary is kind of infantile. I wish I spoke like an adult more, and I got the slang.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I was going to call it Carmen as an 8-year-old, and it just sounded weird. So I just said Carmen in Spanish.
Okay.
The Spanish one is just called Carmen in Spanish.
It's just called Carmen in Spanish.
Well, en español, sí. Yeah.
Okay. So you are, like, if you go up at the cellar, you don't even have to think. When you're doing that, you're, like, kind of more locked in, like you were almost a newer comic.
Like yes. And like I'm studying for a test because there are some words that I don't use a lot. Obviously, I do mostly English stand-up.
Yeah.
But then also in America, our Spanish comedians are Latinos. So their vocabulary is different.
Right, okay.
So if I say a word like, it's not going to be the same word in Spain. It's going to be, especially like dirty body parts.
Oh, okay.
Like chocha.
Okay.
Is the woman's part in Latino world.
Yeah.
And coño. Is the part in Spain. So when they say chocha, they're like, huh? And I'm like, oh sorry, coño. You
can make a joke out of that, I guess.
Right.
If you okay. So it's different. That's interesting. I joke around. I'm nuts. So I do shit in front of my wife.
Yes.
And she's just like, what are you doing like the other day? Like sometimes I'll act like an old Latino woman and just saying phrases.
I could see it.
Yeah. So I just like yesterday I go, I just went up to Stacy and I go, she goes, Paul, what are you doing? Stop. I go, mucho frío. And like out of nowhere. And she's like, why?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just.
You're not even remotely Latino.
No, not at all. But like, I like to either talk like our landscapers are hilarious because I talked about it in my first special, but he's always like, hey, you need, we take it, we do it. Like he never says no. So I'll just do that out of nowhere. But comics, we're nuts. So I'm sure you have your.
Oh yeah. I mean, your wife is probably just used to you being sick. Like my boyfriend of 8 years. Yeah. Is kind of like my husband.
Yes.
But like.
Who I liked very much on
where did you meet him?
We were on the Impractical Jokers cruise.
Yes.
The third one.
That's the same one. Was the same guy.
That was like a year before the world shut down.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It's so funny. He's met so many comics on that cruise.
Yeah.
And so he's just as much of an idiot as I am because he writes for cartoons, and when you write for cartoons, everything's like made up and for children. So
he's out of his fucking mind too.
So he's out of his fucking mind. So that back and forth is really like nice. Yes. And I joke about this on the special, but I don't know if this happens to you if your wife is silly, but it's hard to have a serious conversation when two people are like stupid. Stupid.
She's not silly like that. When she gets into silly moods, she'll just start quoting funny movie stuff.
Yeah.
So like movies, and she loves Christmas movies, and she loves Will Ferrell movies. So if she gets goofy, she'll just do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll just be alone in the kitchen and just say some wild.
She'll just leave the room and leave you alone.
Yeah, like she was in the bedroom and she'll just yell out like, "What are you saying?" And my daughter will be like, "Dad, you're, like I'm just a kind of a silly." I'm very silly. Like when I go to the mall with my kids, like I say things to like, Dad, please don't. I say things to strangers just to make them uncomfortable because I'm a goofball,
That's so fun.
But it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's fun when it's like us doing it, but when you're a kid, you're like, shut up, I'm embarrassed. But yeah.
Right. And I think that that's one thing comedians have in common. Like I remember when on that cruise, when we were on the bus going back, I was sitting next to Jessica Kirsten.
Oh my God.
And we were, all we did was just cry. It was just the silliest. And I remember you were getting in on it. You would just scream a random woman's name.
Oh my God. When she does that and then we both did it.
Oh.
Like you're at the airport and you're like, you know, Louise.
Yeah, and there's
and then everybody looks, but she's so good at it. Like
she's great at it.
I say Louise or Karen or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And she'll yell out like Stephanie and then just keep her face still. And everyone's looking and she's like,
oh, she's the best.
She's amazing.
Dude,
like
we were hysterical laughing about how fat the people were on the ship.
Yeah.
And we just had jokes and we were just crying. By the way, the people were very, very nice. Yeah. But just some large folks.
They're just large.
You know, people that, you know, tend to go on cruises a lot. Part of the eating is like why they choose that vacation.
Yeah, and you don't need to walk anywhere. The boat is moving, not you. So you can just eat.
You could just eat and there's like unlimited soft serve ice cream.
Oh my God.
And there's just always desserts out. Yeah, that's funny. I never even thought of it like that. The only place you're walking to is food.
Is the cafeteria or whatever they call it. Yeah. And you don't have to leave your room. If you have a nice room with like a balcony and a bathroom, what's the point? Like that's why old people love it. Not even the fat people, but like old people don't have to move.
You don't have to move. The only thing I didn't like about the cruise, I don't know how you felt about this, but after like my second performance, I'm like, I'm seeing the same people. Like
at
it's
the same show. I mean, at different shows.
Yeah, or like they're just like online for food.
Oh, yes.
Like we saw you last night and we're going to be there again at this other one tonight. And I'm like, all right, 4 days is enough.
That's why, I mean, performing on a cruise, you can only do it. Like that one's good because it's like Impractical Jokers, but regular cruises.
Oh, no, I've never done. Have you?
I've done 2.
Okay.
And I just go back to the room. Like I can't, you know, I just want to wear a hat and glasses. And even if you do well, it's like that same person will just see you and be like, oh, I saw you.
Yeah, and you're at the pool and you see people going like, nice. You're like, oh, God, get me off this thing.
It's a desperate, and for whoever does it, I get it. You need to pay for your children's college education, but there's no reason to force yourself to be on a cruise comic if you don't have to.
I feel, if you get $3,500, $4,000 for a little run and people need that, we're not knocking that, but that's not the goal.
Right. I mean, we kind of are, but we're not. Anyway.
We clearly are.
Yes, we are. We totally are. No, but bringing it back to Jessica, it was funny on that cruise and the Impractical cruise, we were sitting somewhere and it was me, Mateo, and Jessica, who are both like huge now.
Yes.
And Jessica just yells, I just want to kill myself.
Oh, that's so funny.
And it was just great. Just like, but then again, stopping. Just like, who said that?
Yeah. Yeah. And they both, the funny thing about doing shit like that with a comic is a good friend comic will always go along.
Oh, of course.
Will always.
Of course.
Will always go along. Like me and Brett Ernst, we were in Houston.
Yeah.
For Skankfest. And me and Brett kind of migrated to each other because we're kind of both Italian, into kind of the same shit. Yeah. And not that we're not like, we love the Skankfest shows and the fans are amazing.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like how the fans know all of us and treat all of us is amazing. But then like I'm not gonna go and do mushrooms and smoke weed all night. I'm gonna go to the hotel bar and get a nice glass of red wine. Yeah. And Brett, like that was our speed. You know, we had like black t-shirts, our chains out. We're sitting there with a fucking nice Cabernet. Like that was our speed. So we kind of migrated to each other. But there was a restaurant there called Craig Biggio's. It's called Biggio's. And it was Craig Biggio, who was a Major League Baseball player. Okay. And he played for the Houston Astros for years, a Hall of Famer. So we would go in there. And we ate there a few times because it was right across the street from where we were staying. And we would just always ask for Craig Biggio. So like like the hostess would come around and be like, hey, is Craig here? You know, my son plays baseball. I love to. And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, please, if he comes in, you just have to bring him to the table. And then he would do it. And then, we went in like 4 times in a row. Yes. We went in like, and we were just like, is Craig here yet? And it was just, and it's just so fun when somebody goes along with it. It's the best.
That's so great. It's so fun to act stupid. I loved Skankfest, but I felt so Like I walked in, everyone's wearing black. It's like a concert. All the fans.
Which one did you go to? Because I've only been to the one in Houston.
I went to the one in Vegas. It was wild.
The recent one.
The recent one.
Okay.
Like a year and a half ago. Maybe they just had one.
Oh, okay. So they did 2 in Vegas.
Okay, I did
you
the
went
first
to the first one.
I think I went to the first one.
Okay.
And it's like a crazy concert. It's amazing. It's so cool. And this guy was like, yeah, and he came up and he had, no joke, he had the whites of his eyes.
No, tattooed?
Tattooed. I'd never seen that. Have you seen that in person?
I've seen that once or twice. That is the craziest shit.
That's like beyond go to therapy. That's more.
That's like, those people are like, did you ever see the people that are from head to toe? Like head to toe tats?
Like a lizard, like tattoos, yeah. Like they're all green, basically.
They're like a lizard
yes,
person.
They're lizards.
That's beyond, what do you think that is? Because it gets beyond, I think that's somebody that doesn't want to see themselves, right?
I heard that, okay,
Nice.
for example, I heard.
No, I just say nice just because when somebody's got a fact about shit like that, I love it.
But it may not be a fact.
Okay.
But let's start with this. I heard when you get so much plastic surgery, say like a Michael Jackson or someone like that.
Yeah.
You change your face because, and I don't know if this is true about Michael, but in general, if you change your face so much, it's because you don't, like sometimes you look like someone in your family who maybe abused you, or you look like some memory of something that you need to get rid of. So I'm wondering if for tattoos, it could be like the same, like you just don't want to see your old face.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And in the Michael Jackson case, it definitely does because the little boy who was in Jackson 5 with the afro and the darker skin and the features was probably abused. And treated a certain way because he was a star and there was a lot of pressure on him probably because his father. So he's going, fuck that guy. I don't want to look like that guy. I need to look like something else.
I need to be a white lady now. Yes.
Can we go from black man to white lady? Yeah.
Yes, you can.
That's kind of what you can.
And then what I love that we're being doctors now. We're being shrinks.
Yeah, we know.
So tell me why Madonna did it.
Dude, did you see Madonna's ass?
Oh, is that a real picture? I saw that.
No, yeah, and it's like clearly like this thing she goes out in. Like she puts it on.
But is it like, are they leggings with foam or is that a BBL?
I know somebody, I can't say the name, I know somebody that knows her security person, and I think she's just like, when she goes out, she's putting that ass on, I think, unless she's gradually doing something to make it real, but it looks fucking ridiculous.
It looks horrible. It's like if Kim Kardashian's didn't work, like if it just fell apart.
Yeah, and it's like you can't have an ass like that with like leg muscles that don't match it.
Yes. That's what my trainer said because I'd go to the gym and I'm like, sorry, but that is ridiculous. And he's like, well, that's how you know it's fake. It's because her hamstring, her legs aren't like in shape.
Yeah, I had a friend call the part of the leg that goes into the ass, he used to call it, he would say she's got great lass. Like the bottom of the leg that goes into the, if you look at somebody, especially, and I think the way you could really tell a natural body is when you see an athlete. But when you look at an athlete's thighs and they also have a nice shaped ass and bottom and hips, it's all in sync. And then you see a 65-year-old woman with like these chicken legs, and then this Kim Kardashian. It's ridiculous.
It's like cankles, but on the ass, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. And you know what? Like, it sucks when you're that famous that people are afraid to go, hey, Madonna, do you
stop?
Like, you have to
stop doing that.
The only one that can really do it is probably her children.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody like her daughter goes, Mom, are we
done yet?
Like what's kids are talking. Like
they've been talking since I was a baby, Mom.
And why not go out off into the sunset, you're fucking Madonna, look like an aged Madonna, and stop with the cornrows that are pink and the dressing like a child. I'm not trying to judge people, but she did it. You don't need you don't need this.
She looks like a dolphin. Like her face is huge. It's gigantic. Where are these doctors?
And the bones, your cheek shouldn't come out like this. It does get sad. It does get sad.
It's very sad.
I almost think it's like that.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction. It is. It's like, oh, okay, well, this look, and then the doctor goes, and then they probably call the doctor. Doctors aren't going to say no.
Yeah.
Doctor's like, oh, you're going to give me another 25,000 to go to make this a little further back? Sure. Come in. We'll put a little bit. And then it's crazy.
But do you remember when huge fake boobs were like a huge thing back in like the 90s? And now I feel like they've calmed down. They're still fake, but they're not like ridiculous.
Right. Yes.
Maybe that'll happen. Like if you look at Julia Roberts and like, I don't know, they look fine. They look like they've had some stuff, but maybe it'll just go back to a little bit. Like aging is okay.
Aging is okay.
Like nips and tucks, okay. But
right, a little bit,
but
yeah.
fake cheekbones in your earlobe, like it's just they're up here now. You're right.
Yeah. Yes. I agree. It's like if you're still acting and you just, hey, you know what, this part of my eye, can you just like fill in that? That's like one thing if you go little, but this is getting to the point where it's like you feel bad because they just can't let go of whatever it was. And it's like, but there's something cool about letting it go. Like she's always going to be Madonna.
Yeah, like acceptance, you mean? Like just
accepting the fact that you were and are an icon.
Yeah.
You're an absolute Hall of Famer. You have your 80s, 90s, and somewhat maybe you could say even like very early 2000s, one of the biggest stars ever. And now it's just getting to the point where it's like, hang it up. Hang it up.
She makes Joan Rivers look amazing.
Yes.
You
Joan
know?
Rivers, rest her soul. How great was Joan
I mean,
Rivers?
she was great. That sounded really shitty of me to say.
No, but I know what you
But
mean.
like too much, she's not the too much plastic surgery face that we have now. It's Madonna.
Madonna, but it's also
the implants.
But it is, but it's also and again, I don't want to shit on an icon, but like it's the outfits and the teeth. Like doesn't she have like jewelry on her teeth? I mean, it's getting like she's wearing like children's clothes.
How do you have that conversation with your mom though? Like
I
Mom,
would.
Yeah.
Like I would. I'm close enough with my mom where I'd be like, Mom, can we talk?
Yeah.
I'd be like, what is this? Like, are you okay?
The jewelry in your teeth, Mom.
Like, Mom, you have cornrows and they're pink and you're like,
Mom, your earring from your tooth just fell into the soup.
Mom, you left your ass in my bathroom. Mom, I'm having a friend over. Your ass is laying around the house. Dude, having an ass just having an ass like in your closet.
No, she's got 25 asses. There's no way she has one. She has a million.
100%.
Yeah.
She grabs her leather jacket and she's like, which ass are we going to go with?
Not this one. This does not match.
Should I go with Latina ass or should I go with like...
Which ass? Now I need to see her ass again.
Dude, picture somebody with skinny chicken legs and then they put like 70% of Kim Kardashian's ass on the back of it. You would be like, what is that? It doesn't even look like real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
What's next?
That's the thing, man. What is next? Seriously, what are you going to do? Like after your cheekbones get like this and you get a fake ass and you do stuff, like what is, you know?
Does she have a partner, a boyfriend?
I don't know. Can
See,
we find that out?
That could
Tom?
be someone that could tell her too. Like, you know, can you feel me touching your ass if it's not your ass?
Now, I will say this. If I had, which I don't, thank God. Thank God the Lord has blessed me with not having this problem.
Oh.
If I had a micro penis, which is a thing.
Is it really?
I think I saw.
Yeah.
I think I was in.
Oh no.
I was in high school and a buddy got out of the shower and the people goofed on him, but I remember he got out of the shower. And it looked like his dick. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
His dick soft looked like a pinky sitting out of a. And I'm going like, even if that thing gets hard, it's just it
It's
can't.
like, yeah.
Unless there's some medical anomaly. So they are doing like implants for penises.
Okay.
So I guess if a man had like the opportunity to take a micro penis that looked like a pinky.
Yeah.
And was just even able to get it to like the middle finger, just something.
Just something that like
that's a procedure that I would understand just because of because listen, you could be into a woman, right? Let's
God, that
think
must
about
be
this.
awful.
Let's go through it. Ready?
Okay.
Let's go through it.
Okay. Are we role playing?
Well
Listen, George, I got to tell you something about about last night.
All right, so I'm into you. You're into me. We meet, we talk. We're going to go on a date in New York City.
Okay.
We both agree that we love, you say like, I love sushi. I go, I love sushi. You go, you know what my favorite sushi place is? And I go, well, this is mine. And you go, that's mine. I mean, everything is hitting on all cylinders.
Okay.
Like, you see something I'm wearing and you're like, I love that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and all of a sudden it's clear to both people that this is a thing. Right? It's clear. You're like, holy shit, same food. Oh my God, she mentioned a band. I love that band. She went to the same concert. Like, this is like something in common. We like the same food. We make fun of the same people. We have same sensibility, same sense of humor. It's working. Then you're at the dinner and you have a couple cocktails, and now it's like, oh, we're going back to somebody's house and this is going to get fun. And then the dude has to go, I need to tell you something.
Oh my God.
I need to tell you something, okay? I have a medical condition. And she's like, oh my God, what is it? It's fine. like
whatever.
Sure,
you have herpes? That's fine.
Right. He's like, the good news is it's not herpes. There's no sexual transmission. I have a condition called, and then you're just looking at her face waiting. And then you go, I have micro penis.
No, I'm sorry.
When that word comes out, the sushi in common out.
Everything's out.
The bands you out. And he's like, look, my penis is like 3 to 3 inches hard and very skinny.
No,
But seriously though, I would actually, I'm not joking around, if I had that problem, because I know what this is leading to. So eventually that has to come out, no?
No, I think this is, I mean, I'm not saying, oh my God, poor woman. I'm saying, like, I can't believe this man is actually saying this. I would stop dating just altogether and just go get the surgery and then start fresh. Yeah. I mean, the minute you what do you realize when you're 18? Like, I don't know. When can you afford your own new penis? I don't know.
All right.
Would your parents pay for that? I don't know.
Our buddy Tom is in studio today for Mike Albanese. Tom, if you have that problem, I'm just asking, there's another male in the room for your perspective. If you have that problem and you're on a date, do you just fix it, or if you're with somebody, or do you let her figure it out when things get hot and heavy back at someone's house? Because some people would stay quiet.
I know.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough for all parties
involved. Go to
involved.
Mexico and fix it. Go somewhere far away. Well, maybe not. Go to LA. I don't know where the...
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go to Mexico.
Maybe not Mexico.
Penis enlargement surgery in Mexico.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to...
I'm sorry, that's the wrong place.
Don't leave the resort. No.
No, but I would definitely get it done somewhere where I'm unrecognizable.
Right.
Like, you're not going to run into Aunt Judy or your neighbor.
Is that you can just get done?
I think now they do something. I don't know, like, the details, but I heard that they do... There's something that you can get as far as like something to make it. But I actually don't know if they can do it with a micro penis, because a micro penis is a medical condition that exactly that. It's like a micro. So I don't even know what they could do for that.
Well, then how do they make it when a man becomes a woman? A woman becomes a man. They make the person a penis, a trans.
I guess. But I think they have stuff to work with.
Well, then you wait till your Uncle George dies and you take his dick and you get his.
Funny conversation to have. Listen, I know you're an organ donor, but
what about that organ?
Yeah, do you mind with that?
Madonna does have a 30-year-old boyfriend, her son's boxing coach.
And how old is Madonna?
Madonna's 65, 66.
Can we see her ass? Is there a way to see it? No, right?
I mean,
65.
So she's 65.
He's
so
30.
she's dating somebody 35 years younger. That's her son's boxing coach. So basically, that 30-year-old is with her, and there's like, your ass is in the way. Can you take it off?
Can you take off your fake ass, Madonna? Is that what he calls her, Madonna?
Oh my God!
Does she have a regular name off stage?
That's funny. What does she call
Isn't that her birth name?
Oh.
Yeah, Madonna Louise Saccone.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Maddie?
She's definitely Italian. I know that. Is she born in New York? Is she from New York?
I think she's from Detroit, Bay City, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
I think I'd rather have a big fake penis.
Okay.
That doesn't work well than a micro penis. Than just, you know what I mean? I'd rather just be like, oh, he sucks in bed and just have a regular dick.
Yeah.
I don't know how recent this is, but that doesn't look horrendously terrible.
What's that? Okay. We're gonna see a picture, but the listeners can't see it, right?
Even if you Google, because I Googled her butt, like fake butt, it shows a side angle where you can tell it's pretty heavy padding.
Is that her on the right? I can't see the.
Yeah, that one doesn't look that bad. There's a pic.
That's the one that
No,
looks
there's
bad.
the picture that I was talking about was her in leather pants
On stage?
standing on stage.
I saw that
and
one.
and it's just,
Yeah.
it's clearly not real.
It has to be padding.
It has to be.
Yeah, that's so mental.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, are you looking in the mirror? This looks horrible. And you're right. Where's her daughter?
Do you remember the Wayne's? I talked about this before. The Wayne's brother movie, "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." Oh my God, it's.
I
one
don't
of
think
the-
I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's back in.
Yeah.
It's.
I remember it, but I
one
haven't
of
seen
Chris
it.
Rock's first roles where he just went in for like. He goes, get one rib. He goes, let me get one rib. And the guy goes, all right, one order of ribs. And Chris Rock goes, no, not one order, one rib. And, and then he's like, yeah, how much for a soda? And he goes, that's too much. He goes, how about water? And then he's like, can you just pour it in my hand? And he just really cheap. But then he finally takes out a water. It was really funny. But anyway, long story short, Keenan Ivory Wayans in the movie, he stars in the movie, and he's with this woman who's just like voluptuous and beautiful. But when they get back to the place, she takes her ass off, but then she takes a leg off. And then all of a sudden she just takes her hair off, her eyes all fucked up. It was really like completely overdone, but so funny. But like it's getting to that, like, here's one.
Oh, yeah. Everything's fake now.
Here's one for you.
Okay.
If you have good prosthetics and
Okay.
nobody knows on the date, do you say early or do you let it happen later?
That I think I could say early, but that's like almost like a cool thing. Not cool, but like you'd be like, yeah, I got in a fight, or I was in
got
Vietnam.
shark.
I don't know.
I was surfing in Australia and I
Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
It seems like the sexual stuff is just the embarrassing stuff.
All right, so then this is one that I always think about and we don't know the answer to.
Okay.
A woman online goes like, men come to escort or whatever, or like meet up, or a dating site. If you're bald, you need to have hair. And if you don't have hair.
Yeah.
And then what if the guy's got like a hairpiece or something and he shows
Oh
up?
my God.
And then like they get into it and then like, is he deceiving her?
I mean, do I find out if I'm on the date with this guy? Do I
So you're on
find out?
You're on, I almost said 23andMe. No, you're on Match.
Okay.
Right? And you were
Yeah.
like, hey, my name is Carmen Lynch. I'm a single comedian. I live in New York City. I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. I like to this band. I like to go to dinners, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
All inquiries, just make sure you have hair.
Okay.
And a guy shows up and he's the height you want.
Everything.
He's everything you want. Nice head of hair. But then you like,
I mean, is
then
the
he
date going well?
Then he
'Cause
like takes it off before bed.
If
He's just like, and you're like,
if
whoa.
he's funny, I would be like, huh, can we talk about your thing, your rug on your head? Like, I feel like there's potential to train him
Can we
to
talk?
remove it. You know what I mean?
Can we talk about that thing on your head?
That
Like,
horrible piece of fur that what is that? Like, if he has a good sense of humor, I might be able to get him to stop wearing it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's so much. If he really wants hair, you can get real hair now.
Now you could like,
Yeah.
now you can go to like Turkey and just get like, you could go to like Istanbul. Like, I'm not even joking. And you could just get like, what's his name? One of the somebody did it.
No, but there's stuff here you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like a lot. You can actually get hair now.
You can get hair growth now. I think it's worse to have hair like when you don't control your real hair, like it's coming out of your t-shirt from your neck in the
Yeah,
back.
That's
so disgusting. Like,
it is.
control your hair or laser it or
Look,
do
I'm
something.
I'm Sicilian and Greek. So if I let it go, it's just like I can get
It's
like
inside.
I don't have, but I also don't have it like coming up.
That's what
like-
I mean. I've
yeah,
seen
like-
that. And it's
yeah.
like,
Well, like some of these people, like, dude, if it's coming like up here,
Yeah.
and it just looks like you're morphing into like a non-human,
are you a caveman? What is that? Yeah.
you're just morphing into a wolf.
Coming up on the back, I'm so self-conscious about that.
You're Italian?
But if you control it, it's fine. The hair doesn't matter. It's when it creeps out on you and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Going back to what we were saying about all these like, plastic surgeries and all the shit that Madonna and all these people are doing, there's a flip side to advances in things like grooming. Like
Grooming.
now you can you can have like, I got a man groomer. That fucking thing that buzz like it's like, and it just cleans it, and then it even comes with a head that smooths that out. So like these days they got
amazing.
They got
stuff.
Manscaped they got stuff for women down there, men down there.
I don't have to shave anymore, like my legs and shit.
No,
I mean other parts, but like the legs were the worst because I'm 6 feet tall. It takes me a while to bend over and get those like nooks and crannies on my ankles. They're disgusting. I'm Spanish.
Oh, dude, in 1976, you'd have like scars all over your ankles.
I'd be electrocuted with the laser.
You'd just bloody scars everywhere.
Yeah, it's so great.
Now you can like, there's so much at the store. Now they even have this new thing that it's like blades for a back. Like, you know the way an electric shaver for a man, they have an electric for the back.
And it's got a blade?
And it's got blades, but you don't even feel it. It just like wipes it off clean.
Amazing.
And it's like this.
Yeah,
so it's like, there's really no excuse to walk around like a hairy gorilla. Like if you're walking around with that, it's kind of lazy.
Do you ever wonder what humans are going to look like? I mean, I know even in 20 years, but say like 100 years, they're all going to look so fake. Like or they might look really good. Maybe by then, we will have we'll look 80 and fucking amazing.
How great is Carmen as a guest? Because you're bringing me right into something that I would love to talk about. It's perfect. It's like,
what?
I think we're morphing into. I honestly think that we're going to like. I know it sounds crazy, and it's not to be a conspiracy theorist, whatever. But there's just like, I think robotic part. Have you seen like when somebody loses a hand now? Now they can give you. Remember in Star Wars when Luke got a new hand and something touched needles touched his fingers and he went like that. That's actually they're actually starting to have that happen. But the craziest thing was, and I think it was Joe Rogan on his Twitter put something out that said like, we are the last group of biological people. They showed this dude and he's sitting there with this black thing on his head, and it was legitimately on a computer reading his thoughts.
Oh my God, that's too much though.
That's what I'm saying. So I think in like, maybe not 50 years, but I think like 150 years from now, I think it's going more towards we're going to be almost like cyborgs, like where they're going to be able to replace something with, what's that Project 2042, this Russian billionaire doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to die. He's like a Russian, obviously narcissist.
How old?
He's like probably I would say 30s. Okay. But he said he's coming up with something called Project 2042. By the year 2042, he wants to be able to put something in your brain, and then your brain can be on a robot body, and you're a robot, but your brain still has the memories. So you could basically he wants to live forever.
Oh my God.
Now, who knows?
I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, who knows how that would work. But the fact that like people are talking like that, and the fact that they're trying to read your mind with like things that they're putting on your head and all of this shit, and you see what prosthetics are turning into, and thoughts are now able to, that's scary to me. And I think that what's that?
The 2045 initiative?
There it is, 2045.
Nonprofit organization develops a network and community of researchers in the field of life extension, focusing on combining brain emulation and robotics to create cyborgs.
That's insane.
Yeah, so they want to take your brain and the stem of it, put it on this robot, and have something that can like snap into a chip in your head where you'll have your memories. Right. So you'll have the Carmen Lynch memories of when you fell off your bike as a little girl.
But Carmen Lynch, the real Carmen Lynch, is dead. It's just my memories are in there. My brain is in there, but not my body.
When you had a breakup with a boy, you remember that. Yeah, you remember when you fell. It's just you can you're just not, your body won't die because you're like a rope. You're a piece of metal. That's wild.
It's creepy. I'd rather be a vampire. You know, like I'll drink your blood, and turn into a vampire than like be a robot.
That's a good question. Would you rather be a vampire or a robot? I think I'd rather be a vampire too.
Totally, because you stay your age. But then you do live forever, which there are pluses and minuses to that.
Living forever is weird when, like, if everybody you love is gone.
Yeah. And then you age, like your girlfriend is aging, but you're still you right now. And you're like, honey, you're 90. I think we should break up.
You're like, I'm 134 years old.
But I look amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that it's getting scary, dude. I saw a robot doing this karate, and then I saw a robot pull out a gun and shoot targets perfectly. And you're just going, man, like, that's a little, like, why do that?
Well, AI too, like a lot of the people that work at these, like, you know, what's that place called in San Francisco? The what? No, Silicon Valley and all, they like their kids don't have phones. Like all the things that they're working on, they know are bad for you. So like we're all buying phones, we're all doing, but like AI is going to get to a point where, I mean, it's already so scary. Think of actors, think of everybody. They're going to lose their jobs.
I think that luckily for us, stand-up comedy and live podcasts, like or podcasts, I should say, are really kind of going to be the only thing that AI can't fuck with, right? AI is not going to be able, because even if like they said, oh, a robot could go on stage and tell jokes like a certain comedian's cadence, it's not you, it's not your thoughts, it's not as spontaneous with the audience. AI is not going to see a fucking guy's awful shirt and be like, where'd you get? Like, I don't think. I mean, that would be nuts. But I heard AI is going to be able to write a screenplay. Like, if you said, I want to write a screenplay about, you know, 4 middle-aged women robbing a bank, and you find out that it was an inside job, blah, 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 and you give all this description, and then AI kind of gives you the...
Well, they already... That thing already does that.
That's crazy to me.
That's crazy. But even like, what if they make a fake Paul Virzi who says the N-word on stage, and you're like, I swear that was not me.
Right.
But then you get canceled.
Right. Oh, so you're... Yeah, no, that's...
You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man. And people can hack into shit. Yeah, it really is like, well, they're doing it now with speeches. Now there are speeches where you have to question if that person really said that.
That's crazy. And even on Bill Maher the other day, Ray Romano was on it.
Love Ray, yeah.
And they were joking around. Like Bill was like, I'm afraid. This was on the after his show. He does like a 10-minute extra thing that goes on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm afraid of what's going to happen to stand up. He's like, what if jokes become like the old fashioned, like crowd work is so big. Like what if jokes, like it's like so hacky to do jokes. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I'm seeing like really bad crowd work get like such good responses.
I know.
I'm seeing crowd work where people are literally like, dude, what nationality are you? Oh shit. Well, watch that. And you're going like, and everyone's going nuts. And then they're like, guys, relax. Come on. I'm a professional. It's like, what? It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, that was fucking hacky for you know, like, yeah, it is, it's getting really weird and bad. Like, and I said it before, like, I put out, like, because there's a lot of times I'll get my set, right? Yeah. And I'll look at it, and I had a moment, and I'm like, that's not good enough.
Oh, yeah, it waters down, like, down comedy.
Now, sometimes you get a brilliant moment.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the place went nuts. It was perfect. I asked something. They said something back. It worked out. Everyone went nuts. Let's put that out. But not like, you know, oh, you're from Jacksonville, you fucking trash clip.
1 million views. Oh, bring that guy
alligator, you fucking animal. And then, you know.
Or I'll have like an audience member who won't shut up. And I'm like, you know, she comes over afterwards if I'm like selling merch.
Like, you were so funny.
And she was like, oh my God, I was trying to help you. I'm like, they think that they're helping you now by just yelling stuff out because they want to either be on a clip or something.
Yeah, it's like, lady, let me ask you something. What about the 20-something years I've been doing this makes you think I need a zero experienced person helping me? It's like, you have zero experience at this, and this is what I do. And I hate to say it, but I'll say I'm not somebody that doesn't say shit because of a guest or who's on the show. It is usually drunk white women who are it is drunk white women. Ted Alexandro said this many years ago, before like the internet was like early on, he was like 98% white drunk women. And I have found that a man, it's usually when they feel like a straight challenge.
But it's not
like,
even
fuck you, dude. It's like, no, fuck you. Yeah, but that's rare.
Yeah, and it's, to me, at least my experience on stage, I don't really get heckled. I just get women talking to each other, which is like, hello.
Yeah.
And then it happened to me recently, and I just stopped because they were so loud and talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I just stopped, and they were like, I know, that's true, right? And I was like, I know that's true, right? And I had the whole room, we were just watching them. And I was like, we're listening to your conversation. They had no clue. Even me on the mic talking to them, they were oblivious. They were so up their own ass.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. Like, you're in a comedy club in the second row and you think no one is watching you?
It's like I'm right here. Go to a diner.
Yeah.
Going back to the AI thing, though, I really hope AI was the reason why Mayor Adams said what he said. Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that?
What did he say?
It was, I can't even fucking believe it. And I don't know if I put this on my, on the mic, will it pick up? Okay. This is, Mayor Adams said this, and this is real. This is real. And it was like, you could have literally said anything else but this. Literally, you could have said, you could have said anything other than this. Listen to this. This is not a political thing. This is just literally the worst thing somebody could say in this situation ever, ever, ever. Come on. Don't tell me I can't get it. I need this. I got to hear this. We got to get this. I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi and see if it picks up. Dude, when you hear this, you're going to be like...
I can't wait.
I just Googled Adams and I'm thinking it's the headline on the first one.
Yeah, I'm sure that it is. It's the craziest shit, and it's the worst thing to say. And
oh, my God.
And I'm like, is that AI? All right, hold on.
Look at the totality of the year. If you had to describe it in a substitute in one word, what would that word be, and tell me why?
No, hold on.
We've come to the end of what was a very eventful 2023, right? So when you look at the totality of the year, if you had to describe it in a substitute in one word, what would that word be, and tell me why?
New York. This is a place where every day you wake up, you could experience everything from a plane crashing into our trade center to a person who's celebrating a new business that's open. This is a very, very complicated city.
What the fuck? Somebody, I put that on Twitter. I'm going, anything but that. Liz, any other answer in the world. I don't give a fuck where you stand politically. He goes, this is New York, so you could wake up and see an airplane hit the trade center. Like, almost like that's an experience.
Like, I should move there.
And then he goes, or somebody celebrating opening a new business. He put those two things
together.
You could wake up and look up and see a horrible tragedy and a devastating thing to our country, or somebody opened a pizzeria with a cookie shop next to it. It's the craziest shit.
The range, like, why does it have to be bad? Like, make it good. Like, yes, you can open up a pizzeria or run into your best friend at Starbucks. I don't know. Like, why are you putting bad shit in there? And where's that red flag that goes, wait, don't say that, don't say that. Like, we all have that thing, that chip.
Yes, it's like, how is that the first thing? The first thing you say. And first of all, the guy was looking for him to say, like, one word, like, what do you think of New York? Like, how about exciting
bagels.
That things are getting... What?
Bagels.
Yeah, bagels. Or pizza. Or, improvement. Or, like something that you're going to go, hey, we're going to go into 2024 better, less crime. Like, things are improving. Like, just like on a positive thing. He opened with... New York, it's so exciting. I mean, this is a place where you could watch the most horrific thing in our country's history.
You could watch 3,000 people die in 10 minutes.
Or get a coffee get a coffee and a bagel at Grand Central. You could get bagel and lox.
How is he?
Dude, when I heard that, I was just like...
It's not even old.
No, and here's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. People were like, it sounded like something like Biden. No, he's sitting. He's in shape.
Oh, my God.
He's in shape. He's got a beautiful suit on. He looks the part. He looks like a strong, and all of a sudden he just says it. You're going like, are people clued? Like, how do you say that?
Wait, does he have that thing? You know, like when regular people like us, like people who don't say dumb shit. I mean, we do, but like civilians.
Yeah, we do it at night in a strip mall.
We do it at night, exactly. But did he have that thing? You know, when you say something wrong, you go, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said. Did he have that thing where he was like, did I just fucking say that? Or was he not? Was that not there?
I haven't seen any follow-up to that. I just saw somebody posted it. And then I just reposted it and I said, my tweet was, what? And then somebody was like, people were reaching out going, he literally could have said anything other than that. That might be, if you were to say, like, what are the worst answers you could give to that question? That's probably number one.
How does that even enter your brain, though, as an option?
100%. Like, how is the worst, not only maybe one of the worst tragedies in New York City, in our country's history. I mean, that's like Pearl Harbor in New York City. It's one of the worst, horrible things, the loss of life. And for him to kind of go, well, this is New York, so you never...
Like, he sees that as like an advertisement to come to New York. Like, he should just put the plane crashing in a building, like, on a poster and be like, look what we had.
And the tree at Rockefeller Center. Did you see the Nutcracker with your family? It's like, I mean, I can't, man.
See what the interviewer said.
I mean, the interview.
Oh, the response.
If I heard that, I would kind of maybe be like, all right, this is over. Like, I would be.
But
like,
you would think a filter for politicians, like, you're just more careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's.
That's insane.
That is, like, when you hear things like that, you're like, that kind of lets you realize that a lot of people can be a leader. Like, you can be, like, with that answer.
Oh my God, I should be president.
If Carmen Lynch put her name on like the mayor, like, I would be like, she's way more competent than that person.
And I know less about so much of the shit than he does.
Right, but
like,
your answer to that question would not be that.
No, I would say something like on the other side, like too simple.
Right.
Like bagels. I'd probably be like, we have good bagels.
Yeah, and you'd get a laugh and it would be better.
Yeah. So would you rather say really stupid shit like that or just get too much plastic surgery if you had to be one of those two people?
I would be, yeah. I don't know. What about you?
I don't know. Probably to say dumb shit.
Yes. Yes, because the dumb shit thing you can kind of recant.
Yeah,
right?
And you can work on it maybe with like a special trainer.
You can kind of say, hey, like, man, I wasn't feeling well. I was, I was trying to get out of there and things popped in my head. Like, you can't go back on the face.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit, then you get all scarred. I mean, it's brutal.
Yeah, yeah. Did we finish our micro penis conversation? When would you tell the girl?
I would out of the gate.
Oh, good.
But after there was trust.
Okay.
After there was some drinks, after it was good, after there was some trust, and like we laughed and had a good time, I'd be like, all right, now I got to tell you something. I got a condition.
But on the first date?
No, on the first date that I think something physical would happen.
See, but then you're probably already like liking her and she might not.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd stick around for that. Like, if I really liked a guy and he had a micro penis, I would search for something else to hate just to have a reason to break up with him.
That's so funny. You start asking him what sign he is.
Yeah, or just pay, like, can I meet your family? Because maybe I'll hate them.
Oh, that's great. We only have a couple minutes left. I wanted to tell you, the first time I saw you ever was I was in the audience at your Premium Blend with Rodney Laney.
Oh, my God. That's old.
Yeah, Rodney Laney, Josh Sneed, you, and then somebody else. I forgot who it was.
God, you have the best memory.
Yeah, and I remember that my memory's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Jamie Kennedy hosted.
Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy hosted it. And I remember being there, and we drove Rodney Laney back home after that. And who else was there? I remember Finesse Mitchell, but I think he just did a spot or something. But I remember you really had a really good set. And I was like, wow, she's really funny. And then I just kind of saw you out in the scene, and you were kind of to yourself like I am.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I tend to like run away.
Yeah, no, and you were just like, and we're all insecure, and I remember saying like, hey, good job, and you were like, hey, thanks, and then quiet, and I'm like, what is that mean?
Wait, did you think I was mean?
No, I didn't think you were mean, but I was just like, but then
so shy.
People said to me, they were like, oh, Paul, you were a tough nut to crack. And I go, why? They go, you just seem standoffish. And then you meet you and you're nice. And I go, really? But that was just me being quiet.
Me too.
But when you stand there, and I get it, I also look like a New Yorker who's just like, fuck you, but I'm not. Like, I'm the opposite of that. Like, I'm so easygoing.
Yeah.
But it's funny how like our peers look at that sometimes as like, dude, what the fuck is that person's problem?
Do you feel like stand-up like cracked you open? Because I feel so much more open now, but I still have that initial default that I had my whole life, which is like everyone hates me or nobody wants to talk to me. Like, I have that thing. So when someone says that, I'm like, thanks. And then I'm like, they want to leave.
No.
No.
I thought you were super funny, super smart, which you are. And then I realized later, I'm like, oh, we all have this. But no, I didn't open. I was always open.
Yeah.
I'm open with my people.
Yeah.
So when I'm in a situation where I don't know people, or maybe I'm, learning now that I'm older, it was probably just my insecurity.
Yeah, totally.
Because this is such a game where you're insecure because you're putting yourself out there and for people to judge, because that's what we do. But then you learn, and everybody understands that we've been in it for a long time, and we're friends. Like when me and you we did that Austin room.
Oh my God!
And you were like, "Can you walk me back to the hotel?" And I was like, "Can you walk me back?" Dude, we were there.
Oh my God!
We were there before. Yeah. So there was a room. You know, he passed away. Rest his soul. The man that booked that, Adam.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What year was that? Was that before?
That was maybe during pandemic. Was it like at the end of pandemic?
Maybe. It wasn't that long ago.
No, it was like 2001.
That guy passed away?
Yeah.
Wow.
There were two of them, but Adam, rest his soul.
Yeah.
But
so I can't get that gig anymore?
I think actually his partner opened it down the street somewhere.
Okay.
So like his partner opened it down the street, Anthony, I believe. But I think me and Carmen were at this venue. Mm-hmm. Giannis hooked me up with the guy.
Yep, same.
And it was like, he was just looking for comics. It was called Sunset Strip.
Something like that, yeah.
Sunset Strip in Austin. It was like a 140-seater. They would do this night, and it would, It
was like a nightclub or something?
It was like a nightclub, a dance club that they transformed. They had a nice corner, like a caddy corner stage, and the tables and chairs came out this way. It was great. And it was when Austin was like, this is before Rogan got there. This is before, this was like.
So pre-pandemic then.
Heroin addicts and their pit bulls.
Yes.
And I saw a homeless guy tried killing himself. He tried jumping in front of a truck after saying, I can't take it anymore.
You saw that?
I saw that.
Damn.
I saw that. He was like, dude, can I get something? And I was like, no. He's like, can I get something? Then he started having this race thing, and he started calling somebody a racial slur. And he goes, I can't take. He looked sickly, and then all of a sudden a car just turned. He tried jumping in front of it. The car stopped. He's like, I just want to fucking die. Kill me. And then we did a gig, and you were like, hey, can you walk me back? And I was like, thank God, I don't want to go alone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that was, but anyway, dude, you're so awesome. And I this was one of the fastest Virzi effects. We didn't even talk comedy. We just talked shit.
I know,
And
but they should watch my special. Please watch it.
Listen, watch your special. The jokes are great. Your Lettermans were always fucking great. Great joke writer, so funny, just so smooth in the pocket with what she does. Check out her special.
Queef Week.
It is Queef Week on Mark Norman's YouTube channel. You will not be disappointed. You know I'm not going to have anybody on the show if they weren't funny. So
can I say my Instagram and all that?
Please, say everything.
At Carmen Comedian. Instagram, TikTok, Venmo, self-funded special. If you want to Venmo me,
Tips appreciated.
Tips appreciated. But yes, Queef Week on Mark Norman's YouTube. Please watch it.
Guys, you know where to find me. And thanks for all the tickets being sold for my show, New Year's Eve, Gramercy Theater. I'm doing one show, 8 o'clock. I'm shooting my next special February 24th at the Den in Chicago. The second show is almost sold out. The first show is halfway there. I'm going to be at Uncle Vinny's in January. I'm going to be at Mohegan Sun Casino in January. And I was really happy to be added to or announced that I'm going to be at the Netflix is a Joke Comedy Festival at the Troubadour on May 10th. So tickets are at paulvirzi.com. Check out my special on Netflix, Nocturnal Admissions, and you guys know where to get me, paulvirzi.com. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
And I will see you guys next week.